stomach pain and started off. And the toughest part about that injury, as you see, Evans still going to the hole, was that you worked so hard for the year. We had just lost to the Lakers the year before and felt like, man, maybe this could be our year. You have those injuries. The team still wants to go on. And it's just disheartening, I think, is the best word for it.
Well, you look, the torn cartilage in that left knee. You missed the remainder of the series, and your team lost to Dallas in 7 games. So you've been there, and you know what that's about. Meanwhile, Evans on the feed from Chris Paul and missed the free throw, but Blake Griffin cleans up, and it's a 20-point lead with under 8 minutes to go in the game.
The advantage of having a leader like Chris Paul and even Chauncey Billups on the bench is that if Butler's hand is broken and he cannot play anymore, this team will still believe they can win. Maybe unlike some other teams who have lost big stars because they feel they can do it by committing.
And Zach Randolph loses the ball off of his foot out of bounds. There is Chauncey Billups, who is the NBA Finals MVP back in '04. A lot of people look at the Memphis Grizzlies as similar to the Detroit Pistons team of '04, with cast-offs and players that other teams didn't want to have.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that, Coach Hollins has made guys buy into it. And in talking to Chauncey before the game, he says he's depressed because he can't play in the playoffs, and his beautiful daughter is going to start high school next year now. He says his world has turned around, and he's going to make sure that these guys in the locker room know what a wonderful opportunity they have to play for a championship, just as he did in Detroit.
Yeah, that's a great influence. Paul with the layup. Chris Paul with 12 now. Marc Gasol getting it into Zach Randolph. Evans trying to harass him. Ball knocked away from Pondexter. Zach at the baseline, comes out to Young. Grizzlies back defensively, and they're going to call the foul on Connolly. So the Grizzlies have scored, or have been outscored 6-0 here. And it's a 95-77 game. And going to the bench and coming in is Tony Allen and Rudy Gay for Lionel Hollins.
Unless you're the franchise player, it's very tough sometimes to make an adjustment into a team. And whereas Nick Young was the man in Washington, he's had to curb his game a little bit. But they're going to need his scoring desperately in the playoffs because he's one of the few guys on this team that can get his own shot at any time.
Allen defending against Paul now. Nick Young in and out for the three-point try, but coming out with it is Bledsoe, open from the baseline and hits. So an 8-0 run by the Clippers, and Lionel Hollins calls a timeout here in Memphis. It's time for the upcoming schedule presented by Jeep Wrangler. Monday got it. Likes that side of the court.
I mean, Coach Del Negro has so many options. Who's going to replace Butler? Is it Nick Young?
Foul. O'Connelly will go to the line. Blake Griffin, 5 on Griffin. One more and he'll be disqualified. O.J. Mayo and Maurice Spates getting set to come back in the game for Memphis as Connolly is on the line. Connolly with 16 points. 1 for 2 from the line. Perfect from three-point range. Has missed just 1 field goal tonight and makes the first. Let's take a look at our Eastern Conference brackets. Chicago has the lead, but they don't have Rose, and Atlanta taking the 1-0 lead against the Celtics tonight. Orlando winning on the road at Indiana. They'll play Monday. That's tomorrow on NBA TV, and of course on TNT. The first game tonight will be the Heat and the Knicks.
Orlando really should feel good about eking that game out in Indiana. I tell you, there's some great playoffs, and they're continuing right now.
9 on the clock. Griffin working his way in. Tough play as he had Rudy Gay trying to knock the ball out of his hands. Playing with 5 fouls, of course. Doesn't matter. Has 15 points on 6 rebounds in the game. Griffin, by the way, 13 points in this second half as well. Conley. And the rebound by Evans. Very often you'll see a team blow out a team in the first game of a playoffs, and you say, well, they're dominant, and then a different story in the next game.
Oh, yeah, it's a different story the next game, and that's why coaches tell you after a loss, don't let this affect you after tonight, because tomorrow we can make this thing even.
Paul losing the ball to Mayo. Now, that doesn't mean the other team that got blown out will win. They could make it close and find themselves down 2-0 anyway. What a pass by Mayo, and Spates sees his lay-in spin off the rim. That was spectacular. And traveling called against Bledsoe. "17 turnovers against Vinny Del Negro's crew tonight. They were second in the league at not turning the ball over this year, and he told us before the game, and their 2 wins against the Grizzlies, they managed to hold down the turnovers.
Definitely, but once again, Memphis loves putting pressure on you, trying to get turnovers. Right now, offensively though, I think they need to go inside the game or either get the ball to Big Gasol, who can pass.
You know, it's down to 12. It was 27, and now they got another chance. Here's Young. Turnaround by Young. Put that ball up in a hurry, and they're going to call Chris Paul with the foul on Conley. So Paul with his 4th personal foul. So the Clippers have made up 15 points very quietly. They had 11 in a row, and find themselves trailing with 3:41 to go by 12, and that's 4 possessions, partner.
That's right, and when they go watch tape, whether they win or lose tonight, they are going to say, wow, if we would have executed and come out and played at all in this first half like we did in the second half, we would have been in this game from the beginning.
They've got something to build on. I don't think there's any question, but the Grizzlies, you know, have to have some lapses in the game. They have been magnificent tonight. Here's Spates fighting for the loose ball. Comes down to the Clippers. Paul travels. And Paul's claiming, and don't forget, he already has picked up a technical, already has picked up a tee, that he jumped in the air.
Yeah, and I think he has a good argument here. As he catches it, no, he doesn't. Tried to be his lawyer on that one, won't work.
Say, a couple of bench players on each team have contributed hard off the boards. Maurice Spates with 6 offensive rebounds, and Reggie Evans with 11 rebounds in the game.
Reggie, this is the time you can make a difference by just embracing your role. Nothing special, no superstar stuff. Look at that stop by Evans. Just defense. You have to love that.
I tell you, I gotta love his enthusiasm. Reggie Evans is playing inspired basketball tonight off the bench, and we'll have a timeout. 2:57 to go, 12-point lead for the Grizzlies, and it's great to see these 2 franchises in postseason. And a 2-point field goal by Nick Young, and now it is a 9-point game.
And it is great to see these teams here in this season.
That was a 3, excuse me, C-Web, by Young.
And it is great to see these teams here, especially as a fan. Can you just think of how excited the Clippers fans are at home in the playoffs right now? So not only a reward for the players, but definitely the fans who have been supportive this whole time.
O.J. Mayo short with it, and it comes down to Chris Paul racing down the court. Finds Young for 3. He's got it! And the Clippers making a run of it, down by 6 with 2:12 to go. And this crowd on its feet but stunned right now. This team was down by 27 in the second half.
It's been done with the defense and the attacking guys like Evans coming back in.
Conley with a wild toss. And here's Paul in the corner. Nick Young again. He's got it again. Nick Young, timeout. What a comeback. A 22-1 run by the Clippers.
What a great decision by Chris Paul. He had Blake Griffin one-on-one and down. Now, in this one, he gets the ball up, he gets the ball to Young and say, hey, you take the three. Now, the next possession, he says, wait a minute, okay, wait, now I saw you. Same spot, same bat time, same bat channel. Go ahead and give me another one. And that's what you love seeing. Look at the bench waking up. Look at the guys being ready. That's playoff basketball. Everybody's excited.
And Nick Young has 3 3-point baskets in 1 minute, has 19 points, 3 threes in a minute, and that's the run. 22-1, and a 3-point game with 1:47 to go. This is one of the phenomenal. The Clippers still have a foul to give.
The Clippers lost their lead. I mean, the Grizzlies lost their lead by not playing their style of play inside out. Let's see if they go back into it and try to keep the Pacers down.
And defense, you're right, is going to decide whether the Clippers can make it all the way back. Blake knocks it off of Gasol, and it's into the hands, and they're going to call a foul on Marc Gasol. And that's the penalty for the Grizzlies. And there'll be 2 shots coming up for Blake Griffin. And now we have to talk about the foul shooting story. But let's see the play.
Yeah, we are going to have to talk about
Griffin is 1 for 2 from the line. 52% during the year. And he makes the first one. Clippers have hit 5 3-point baskets here in the 4th quarter. And talk about defense, and maybe it's wild shooting by the Grizzlies. They have no baskets in 7 minutes and 43 seconds.
It is wild shooting. It was one-on-one plays, jump shots. It was trying to look good and have highlights.
And Griffin makes them both.
And because he's a player, he's ready to go, and you want your guys to make them later, but he's going to be put in a position again to have to make some more. This
game is on the line. Who ever thought we would say that tonight, that the game would be on the line? A 24-1 run by the Clippers. Here is Zach Randolph against Evans. Fires up a wild shot. And is taken down by Bledsoe. Conley is back. And there's no need to hurry now for the Clippers with 1 minute remaining in regulation.
Evans is playing so well. They have their best shot blocker in Jordan on the bench.
Here is Paul. Inside to Evans. Lays it in. And the Clippers have taken the lead. Their